Hello, welcome to City Hall this week. City leaders are now considering draft guidelines developed for a possible Downtown Rental Subsidy Program. The draft guidelines were presented to the City Council during its February 4th work session. The program would target low-income households between 60 to 80% of the area median income. A snapshot of the current downtown market shows 833 apartments with another 380 under construction. As of October 2015, there was a 16% vacancy rate overall downtown, with the majority being concentrated in 2 downtown properties.
When you look at rents, this is no surprise to anybody. It's why we're here. The downtown market is expensive. The downtown rents are, significantly above the average for larger buildings because, in general, we're talking about a newer rental housing stock and really targeting a higher end of the market.
The draft guidelines include a residency requirement to make sure that participants have been living in Durham for more than just a couple of years to ensure that it's targeting longer-term residents.
The residency period right now is proposed at 5 years, but obviously that is something that can be changed. And we know that there is the possibility, and this is another one of the areas where we would like input, to focus any program on a specific population, whether that's a specific employment sector like teachers or first responders, or whether geography workers who are employed downtown, that's something that the city may want to consider if it moves forward with this program.
The proposed guidelines also call for households to pay no more than 30% of their gross income for rent, and for the maximum period of assistance for any one household to be limited to 2 years. 1 year initially, with the option to renew for 1 year depending on funding availability. For the property requirements, owners must agree in writing to abide by the agreed-upon payment standard for the units involved in the program.
There would also be some other program requirements around unit inspections, reporting. We would need to know, since money would flow to them in 2 streams, one from the city and one from the tenant, that the tenant is current on rent, things like that.
The draft guidelines put forward 4 possible payment standards, with the most likely being based on the average downtown market rent or the lowest downtown market rent for each unit size. The proposed administering agency for the program would be the Community Development Department. The group developing the guidelines, Enterprise Community Partners, will now take feedback received from council members and incorporate it into a more comprehensive report on the proposed program that will be presented next month. The Jobs Taskforce of the Mayor's Poverty Reduction Initiative is reporting progress in its efforts to reduce poverty in Northeast Central Durham. The City Council received an update on those efforts during its February 4th work session. To address transportation, a new flyer has been developed to make sure residents in the target area know about their various options. For use at the Holton Career and Resource Center, the center is now an official NCWorks Satellite Site. Its staff oversees the computer lab and assists community members with their job search efforts. A new pilot program at the center has offered access to the computer lab, the fitness center, and open gym, as well as additional programs and activities to Durham residents for free. The NCWorks mobile unit was in the community on South Driver Street in October and November to allow residents more convenient access to job search services. And the task force developed a PSA to promote positive employer experiences in hiring employees with criminal backgrounds. To find out more about the Mayor's Poverty Reduction Initiative, visit the Office of the Mayor homepage on the city's website or watch this month's episode of City Life. The city's budget development process is moving forward for next year. Council members received a presentation on the administration's proposed budget development guidelines, as well as updates on the strategic plan, the capital improvement program, parking, and public safety pay plans during its February 26th retreat. The 2 retreats that have been held are just part of the budget development process. Coffee with Council meetings will be held with residents throughout the month. Public hearings will be held on March 7th and on June 6th, and the city manager will present the budget to the City Council on May 16th. The Council will adopt the budget on June 20th. For more details about specific Coffee with Council dates, visit the city's website. The city is continuing its work to develop a new fee structure for the underground utility permit program. The fees compensate the city for the review, permitting, and installation inspections of underground utilities. City staff have held multiple meetings over the past 6 months with the utility companies to get their input on how the fee structure should be revised. The changes are needed because of the significant costs associated with the increased number of permits and the time it takes for installations seen in the past couple of years. The latest proposal is for a tiered fee structure that includes different costs for utility installations greater than 1 mile in length. It also includes fees for re-inspection and work without permits. The new proposed fee structure was presented to the City Council during its February 4th work session. There are new developments to report on the Carver Street Extension project. The project will extend Carver Street from its current intersection with Danube Lane to the intersection of Old Oxford Highway and Hamlin Road. A $5.8 million contract has been awarded for the construction of the extension. The work will both increase street capacity and make intersection improvements. That does it for City Hall this week. Don't forget to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter and Instagram. You can also find us on demand on Durham Television Network's webpage and on YouTube. Thank you for joining us. This has been a production of Durham Television Network.